In my defenselessness, my safety lies. In your defensiveness, your safety lies. What's good, fam? Today we are going to be studying lesson 153 of A Course in Miracles. Now, to go ahead and begin, I do want to preface this lesson with saying whenever we are defensive, meaning I feel threatened, I feel attacked, I need to put up this shield, this guard, I need to protect myself, who I think the body is. I need to protect my image that I have made. I need to protect my whatever it is that you think that you have to protect. And in those moments, we are being defensive. Now, being defensive is an attack upon ourselves, because if me and you really knew who we were in that moment, we would understand that we are invulnerable. Me and you are literally eternal, and we are incapable of being attacked, of destroyed, of corrosion, of death, of all of that stuff that this world so seemingly appears to offer to us. All of that is an illusion. Now, me and you, in our defenselessness, our safety lies. Now, we're going to dive deeper on this in the lesson, but long story short, we have to understand that whenever we are protecting ourselves against something, we are believing that there is something outside of us that could attack us. Therefore, we're attacking ourselves. So before anything outside even attacks us, we're attacking ourselves by putting up that wall, because now we're not allowing the fullness of who we are to flow in. So any thought of worry, doubt, fear, etc. are all attacks upon ourself, and we have to remember that, because in our defenselessness, our safety lies. Whenever we are defenseless, we are safe. We are free from all of the attacks that may come our way, because the only attacks that can ever come our way is through me and you. Me and you, the only thing that we can be harmed by are our own thoughts. The only thing that me and you can be attacked by are our own thoughts. Isn't that wild? Now, that is not saying that there are individuals outside of us who are sleeping and believing that they are the body, and they are defending themselves because they believe that they have to protect themselves from us, for example. Now, if you ever have an individual come to you and they believe that they are being triggered by you, they believe that they have to put their guards up in front of you in your presence, because they feel like you're attacking them, when really you are just being the love and light that you are. But remember, the ego does not like love at all, because love is the exact opposite of what the ego is. So whenever anybody who's identified with the ego sees someone who is outrageously joyous, they could get triggered, because it is not justifying to the ego what it thinks it is. It is going against what the ego thinks it is. And whenever the ego sees someone else who is not matching the idea of what it thinks it is, it gets triggered by that. It gets upset because something is not going how it believes it should go. So we have to remember that although there are people out there who are insane, and they could perceive me and you as attacking them, and then in that defensiveness, in that defensiveness, they try to attack us in whatever way. We have to understand that, of course, don't let anybody walk over you. And while you are in this body and in this world, it's not a bad thing to say no and deny something that someone is offering you if it's not your cup of tea. If you don't want to do what this individual is telling you, say no, because saying no is a form of love. Meaning, if you have a child and the child has a pair of scissors in their hands, they're going to cut themselves, and they don't know that. So you are going to say no, and you're going to take the scissors away out of love. So you can still be in this state of mind and still treat others with love and respect while saying no and not allowing anybody to walk over you. So do not think that this lesson is deviating you from all of your power. It's actually allowing you to be back in the fullness of your power and understand that the only thing that you can ever be attacked by is yourself. The only thing that you could be attacked by is whenever you put up your defenses and your guards, because that putting up of your guards and defenses is the attack. So while our guards are up and we're waiting to be attacked, and we're putting up that safety net, thinking that something else is going to come attack us, in the action of those guards up, we're only attacking ourselves. We're going to learn this more today. So go ahead and pull up to the lesson. If you're not there already, go ahead and bring up the PDF in the description. Let's go ahead and begin. Lesson 153. In my defenselessness, my safety lies. You who feel threatened by this changing world, its twists of fortune and its bitter jests, its brief relationships, and all the gifts it merely lends to take away again. Attend this lesson well. The world provides no safety. It is rooted in attack, and all its gifts of seeming safety are illusory deceptions. It attacks and then attacks again. No peace of mind is possible where danger threatens thus. So whenever we believe that there's danger out there in the world, we're attacking ourselves, because you're basically stating at the core of that belief that there is something that is a part of creation that is capable of attacking me, which is another part of creation. So that is not true, thankfully, and nothing outside of you can attack you, because everything outside of you is a part of the oneness from which you emerged from, and God cannot attack himself. Source cannot attack itself. You cannot attack yourself, although we do every day. We attack ourselves whenever we are in worry or doubt or fear. Those doubtful thoughts are attacks upon our mind. They are attacks upon our invulnerability. Now, not attacks in truth, because you can never really attack what you are in truth. However, while you are identifying with this body and identifying with the ego and identifying with this image that you have made apart from your source, of course you're going to feel attacked, because you are cut off from all your power. And even that's too strong of a word. You could never really be cut off, but you can resist the flow of life force flowing through you to extreme degrees, to where you feel those negative emotions. And whenever you stop all resistance and stop all thought, you will go back to your natural state of mind, which will be a peaceful state of mind. So we have to understand that if we are not at peace at any moment in time, we have done something with this powerful tool of ours unknowingly, that we have attacked ourselves, and that attack is showing up in the form of a negative emotion. Now, let's go and continue, but just know that there's no danger out there at all. The roads, the people, the places, the things, the situations, the events, the circumstances, it is all love. It is all emerging forth from the same oneness. Now, is there things going on in the world like war and like people fighting and you could say killing and all that stuff? Yes, of course, but whenever you have true vision, you can look at all those situations as they really are, which is simply a call for love. All those individuals who are acting insanely, hurting one another, or hurting each other's bodies anyways, because they think that they are bodies, all those people who are acting in that manner are literally calling for love, and they believe that their salvation lies in doing whatever it is that they're doing to another individual. And that is just not the case, because only the love of God will sustain them. Only the love of God will sustain you, because you are the love of God. Who you really are is the love of God, and only that can sustain you. And whenever you look for anything outside of yourself to do just that, you will fail. It is not there, because what you're saying is, I am wanting this situation to come about in order to make me feel better or whole or loved. I need this person, this other body, in order to feel whole. And what you're doing there is you are giving all your power away, all your source, all your energy is being projected outside of yourself, believing that your salvation lies in that person acting a certain type of way, and or being in your presence, or this situation going a certain type of way. And now that's not too good of a thing for you, because although if things do play out in the way you think they should, you will feel good and you will feel love. But now, if things ever don't go that way and they are destined to not always go the way you think they should go, because this world is eternally changing, this world that me and you see with our physical senses is changing like the sands on the desert. It is constantly changing, which means that you can't really rely on those situations or people to act in the way that they once did that made you feel so good, because they they are most likely not able to maintain that state of enlightenment and focus all their attention upon you to make you feel the way that you feel whenever they are focused on you. Meaning, your goal is to stop putting all your power out there. My goal is to stop projecting all of my salvation out there, i.e., happiness, love, freedom. Stop projecting my freedom on money. Stop projecting all my love on different people. Stop projecting all of my happiness on situations coming about, and understand that only the love of God will sustain me. And whenever I understand that the love of God is emerging forth from every particle of this existence, the love of God is being flowed around you 24/7. It is literally who you are, and me and you forgot that, and we are here in the remembrance of that fact. Now, it's important for us to remember that that is the only thing that will sustain us, because whenever we are in the presence of the love of God, we are invulnerable and we are at peace. And it's only whenever we are out of this state of mind that we believe that our defenselessness is is what is causing us to be vulnerable. We are open. We are open for attack. There's no shields up. So we believe that we have to get defensive and put up shields and walls and barriers and protect ourselves. And in that case, we're not allowing the love of God to flow. So let's keep that in mind, because it's only ever us who cuts ourselves off from our source. Only. That is it. There is nothing outside of you that can ever deviate you from your source. You are the only one who is doing it at all points and times, and you are the only one who can go back to your connection. No one can make you connected. Nobody can. Although you may think that this person makes you feel love and connected, you are the one who got yourself there because of the belief that that is the reason why, but you're the one who did it, not the individual. It is only ever you and me. For my situation, it's only ever me who is going to deviate from that source and return to that source, and it's only ever you who is going to deviate and return, because it is always here, but our awareness of it is sometimes not aware. We're not aware sometimes that love is all around us, so we get into our mind unnecessarily and another hamster wheel that we are just running around in circles trying to get somewhere when we're really going nowhere. So let's keep that in mind. The world gives rise but to defensiveness, for threat brings anger. Anger makes attacks seem reasonable, honestly provoked, and righteous in the name of self defense. Yet is defensiveness a double threat, for it attests to weakness and sets up a system of defense that cannot work. Now are the weak still further undermined, for there is treachery without and still a greater treachery within. Powerful. One more time, and let's pay attention to these words. Now are the weak still further undermined, for there is a treachery without and still a greater treachery within. Whenever you feel like you have to defend yourself, first of all, you believe that there's something outside of yourself that you have to protect yourself from. So off the rip, there's already treachery outside of you. But then the fact that you have to defend yourself, that defense is an attack upon yourself. So within that internal struggle is far greater than what you think is going to happen out there. Whenever you put down your walls and barricades and you come out and into the open and see that there is nothing to be protected from, then you will see the real world and you will see how lovely it is. There is nothing to be protected from. It is a beautiful world that me and you are a part of. This world was everything from this world emerges forth from the only source that there is, and me and you emerge forth from that source, the only one there is, which means that there's one bursts out into many. And although you seem like you're over here and that situation seems like it's over here, in truth, it always is one, meaning you are only ever attacking yourself by believing that there is danger outside of you. Now, again, that doesn't mean to be blind to the fact that there are individuals out there who do not know what we know and are acting insanely. But even then, while you maintain this state of alignment, law of attraction, if you will only pair situations, circumstances, and events up with you that are a vibrational match to what you are emitting. So there is nothing to worry about, because if you are in the place of maintaining this state of mind and it is your dominant vibration, then you cannot be in the experience of anything that is other than this emotional vibration. This energy is here that you have cultivated from within, and your external world must be a reflection of that. Now, whenever you give thoughts to danger outside of yourself, you then become a vibrational match to danger. And then people, situations, circumstances, and events that are on that vibration of danger will be able to flow into your experience because you are in harmony with them. And then you will experience the danger that you were expecting, and it came because of your expectation, by the way. And then after you experience that, you say, see, this is a dangerous world. And what we are here discussing today is powerful to be aware of, because your belief systems are reinforcing themselves in your external world, and they are proving themselves to be true. They are not true in reality, they are not true in truth. However, as long as you believe that these thought systems based on fear, they are going to prove themselves to you, and then you are going to believe that they are real when they are not. They are only figments of your imagination, but you are going to believe that you live in a fearful world, and you do, because your internal world is so fearful. Your external world has no other option but to conform to that inner image. So it's important to keep this in mind and understand that nothing outside of you is going to change until you purify internally. And once that internal purification takes place, then the external world will reflect that. Not so much in the sense that things are going to automatically change, but your perception of it will be so pure that you will see everything as it really is. And it's only ever two things: love or a call for love. Whenever you look at an individual who is in this state of mind, you see that that is love. Whenever you see an individual that is not in the right state of mind, that is an individual who has lost their way. They have deviated from their source. They have cut themselves off, so to speak, from their power, and they are acting insanely, believing that if they attack this person, they feel more powerful. And they believe that if they feel more powerful, then they are going to return to their power that they know that inherently exists within them, but they don't know that they could cultivate that power from within. Therefore, they try to seek for it without, which is not a good way to go about things, because it's only such a temporary fix that they're going to have to continue to find whatever it is that they think they're looking for in order to maintain that power. And that could get very, what's the word, tiring. That could get very tiring, for real. It could get tiring trying to prove this image that you say you are to the world and defend this image that is not really real. Let it go. Be free, be fluid, be who you really are. And if we maintain this state, then remember, the outside world has no other option but to conform to our state. Let's continue. Now are the weak still further undermined, for there is a treachery without and still a greater treachery within. The mind is now confused and knows not where to turn to find escape from its imaginings. Powerful. It is as if a circle held it fast, wherein another circle bound it, and another one in that, until escape no longer can be hoped for nor obtained. Attack, defense, defense, attack become the circles of the hours and the days that bind the mind in heavy bands of steel with iron overlaid, returning but to start again. There seems to be no break nor ending in the ever tightening grip of the imprisonment upon the mind. Defenses are the costliest of all the prices which the ego would exact. In them lies madness in a form so grim that hope of sanity seems but to be an idle dream beyond the possible. The sense of threat the world encourages is so much deeper and so far beyond the frenzy and intensity of which you can conceive that you have no idea of all the devastation it has wrought. You are its slave. You know not what you do in fear of it. You do not understand how much you have been made to sacrifice, who feel its iron grip upon your heart. You do not realize that you have done to sabotage the holy peace of God by your defensiveness. For you behold the Son of God as but a victim to attack by fantasies, by dreams, and by illusions he has made, yet helpless in their presence, needful only of defense by still more fantasies and dreams by which illusions of his safety comfort him. This is some beautiful imagery that we are being blasted with right now, because although we don't use these words whenever we are in our illusions, if we were to wake up while we are in our illusions and understand that this is what's going on here, then we will do something about changing that, because there is no amount of times we could say that it is a very valuable piece of knowledge. There is nothing that me and you need to be protected from. Everything in this world is dust. We know this by now. We've came to this remembrance by now. We are on lesson 153, and the very beginning lessons, which are some of the most powerful, although there is no lesson more powerful or less powerful, they are all truth, and truth is all one. Now, me and you know that this 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 highlighter right here is the same dust as this body. This body is the same dust as this chain. It's the same dust as these glasses. It's the same dust as this bracelet. It's the same dust as that car. It's the same dust as every single material thing that you can see, hear, smell, taste, or touch. Dust. Now, of course, that sounds wild to someone who has no clue what we're discussing right now, but me and you understand that the analogy that we're conveying here is everything in this world is temporary, meaning what is temporary never really existed to begin with, because God only creates the eternal like himself, meaning me and you are in an illusion right now, a dream, if you will. Think about a dream. We're going to go back to a real dream, okay? Pretend you're sleeping in your bed and you're having a nightmare, or even what seems to be a good dream. You're having a dream, and in the dream, you're in a car, for example, or there's some physical sort of thing that's in your hands. If you were to wake up in your dream and simply be aware that you're dreaming and swipe through that that material item that's in your dream, your hand will go straight through it. There is no substance to that. Now, same thing here. Although this is a more denser environment that we are in, and our hand in the physical world can't swipe through stuff like that in our dream, it is the same exact substance as the one in the dream where you can swipe through. It is nothingness. It is just a little more dense here where we're at, but it is nothingness. Now, even that may be a little extreme for some individuals, and you don't have to go around walking around saying this is nothingness, I'm in a hallucination, I'm in a dream. It's good to be aware of that fact, because now you're not at the effect of anything in this world, because you understand what it is, nothing. But also you get to enjoy things now more. You enjoy the food that you're eating more. You enjoy the textures of the blankets whenever you're going to sleep. You enjoy the sounds of music more, regardless of what type of music it is. You enjoy the sense of smell and different foods. You enjoy the all of it. You enjoy all of it because you understand that you are one with it. You are one with all of this here, and you are real. You are spirit. You are not this body. Let's just get that straight. We know this by now, but it doesn't hurt to repeat that thousands of times. Me and you are not this body. We are free, meaning you are wherever your attention goes. And if your attention is going somewhere that feels bad, then retract your attention from that immediately, because there is no purpose for going somewhere that is not of benefit to you. Our only way to go is up, is to evolve. And whenever we focus our attention on something that is causing us to deviate from our source, then the only good thing about that is that it gives us a basis from which to launch a new desire, give birth to a new preference. But once you're done there, go to the new preference. Do not stay where you don't want to be. Meaning, if I know I have an unreliable vehicle, that experiencing this, what seems to be contrast, you know more clearly, I would like a reliable vehicle. And that thought of the reliable vehicle instantaneously is created. It is there. It is waiting for you to become a vibrational match to, so that way you can experience the equivalence of it in this world. But so much of the times we are so focused on how unreliable this car is, and we know we want another car, but this car is so unreliable and it's not getting us from point A to B, and it keeps breaking down, and this car would be so nice, but I'm over here. And we keep beating the drum of what we do not want. And this experience was good for a tiny little second, because it caused us to launch a desire for something more. It caused us to evolve. It caused all that is to expand and evolve. But then we didn't get to keep up with that expansion, because we went straight back to what the basis for that new birth was. We went back to the basis of it. Why would you stay right here whenever you could be experiencing the love that was birthed from this experience you concluded you did not prefer? It's a game. Whenever you get really good at this game, you know to only look for the good. And whenever you look for the good, it will become such a habit that all you will see now is good, because you are training your perception to see the real world. All there is good. All there is love. Whenever you train your mind to see what is really there, it will become more and more and more apparent, till you will no longer have to try to look, because it is all that you recognize. Now, this world is living the exact opposite. Most individuals here are only recognizing the fear because they've done that for so long. It is all they recognize. So whenever they see any form of love, it's like a freaking miracle to them. It's like foreign. It is surprising. It is miraculous. And that's pretty funny if you think about it, because that's not miraculous. That's literally truth. That's what's going on all the time. And you've trained your perception so far away from that seems foreign, and that seems surprising, when really it's surprising to think how the Son of God, love and light, has deviated from its knowingness. His knowingness of who he really is has deviated from that source, and it believes that it could actually deviate from the source. So we gotta be aware here, all right? We gotta stay woke. If we are not woke, we are simply wasting time. That is even an illusion, because time does not exist. But still, while we are in these bodies, of course, we understand that our time here is temporary, and there is no need to prolong our joy when we could experience it now, which is the only place we're going to find it, is now. Now. Stay woke, my friend. Stay woke. Let's go ahead and pick up where we left off. For you behold the Son of God as but a victim to attack by fantasies, by dreams, by illusions he has made. Okay, let's continue. Defenselessness is strength. It testifies to recognition of the Christ in you. Perhaps you will recall the text maintains that choice is always made between Christ's strength and your own weakness, seen apart from him. Defenselessness can never be attacked, because it recognizes strength so great attack is folly. Or a silly game, a tired child might play when he becomes too sleepy to remember what he wants. Defensiveness is weakness. It proclaims you have denied the Christ and come to fear his Father's anger. What can save you now from your delusion of an angry God, whose fearful image you believe you see at work in all the evils of the world? What but illusions could defend you now, when it is but illusions that you fight? We will not play such childish games today, for our true purpose is to save the world, and we would not exchange our foolishness, the endless joy our function offers us. We would not let our happiness slip by, because a fragment of a senseless dream happened to cross our minds, and we mistook the figures in it for the Son of God, its tiny instant for eternity. We look past dreams today and recognize that we need no defense because we are created unassailable, without all thought or wish or dream in which attack has any meaning. Now we cannot fear, for we have left all fearful thoughts behind, and in defenselessness we stand secure, serenely certain of our safety now, sure of salvation, sure we will fulfill our chosen purpose, as our ministry extends its holy blessings through the world. Be still a moment, and in silence think how holy is your purpose, how secure you rest, untouchable within its light. God's ministers have chosen that the truth be with them. Who is holier than they? Who could be surer that his happiness is fully guaranteed? And who could be more mightily protected? What defense could possibly be needed by the ones who are among the chosen ones of God, by his election and their own as well? Powerful. By their election, me and you elect ourselves to be in that position that was just described. There is a place in the Bible that states, few are chosen, something along the lines of a few are chosen. Now, the Course reinterpreted that and said, all are chosen, but few choose to listen. And that is very true. Me, you, and the individual over there who's doing the worst thing in this world, it appears like, we are all chosen. Every individual here is literally an extension of its source. We are all one. We are all chosen, but few choose to listen. Me and you in this moment are choosing to listen. And we are no different than anyone because everyone else is chosen as well. But the question is, are they listening? And the even deeper question is, when are me and you listening? Because if we're not at peace, we're not listening. We're not chosen in that moment. We are choosing at all moments in time. And what it is that we are choosing is going to be shown to us by the way we feel. Are we at peace? We are choosing what is really there, God and the love of God. And whenever we are not at peace, we are simply choosing an illusion, a dream, a fantasy. And that's pretty foolish if you see the situation as it really is. Who would choose nothing over everything? Think about that, because that's what we're doing whenever we're choosing fear over love. It is the function of God's ministers to help their brothers choose as they have done. God has elected all, but few have come to realize his will is but their own. Exactly, that's another way of stating all are chosen, but few choose to listen. I'm going to read that one more time. God has elected everybody, but few have come to realize God's will is but their own. Remember, God's will and ours are one. They are not a different thing. God's will is not something that is alien being thrust upon us that we have to fulfill. It is what we want to fulfill, and he is just a reminder of like, hey, what's up, my child? Wake up. Your will is to be in love and be enlightened and be as I created you. That is what you want. You wandered off, and I'm just here to remind you of that. I'm not saying that I need you to do this thing that you don't want to do. I'm just reminding you of what you want and you've forgotten while identifying with that tiny little self-image called the ego, and you believe that you want something other than your will, but you're simply in a dream. You're in a dream world, you're in a fantasy, and you're believing that something other than your the love of God, you're believing that something other than the love of God, which is what you are an extension of, can sustain you while you are in that little fantasy. It's time to wake up so that way you can understand that you are perfection right now. You are perfectly loved, you are whole, you are invulnerable, you are sufficient, you are more than enough. You are all of these great attributes, and it's only whenever you deviate from your source that you believe you are anything otherwise. Because remember, all there is love, and fear is the absence of love. There is no source of fear, it is just the absence of what there really is. Meaning, there's love right here, and the further you deviate from love, the more fear you will express upon yourself. And while you fail to teach what you have learned, salvation waits and darkness holds the world in grim imprisonment. Nor will you learn that light has come to you and your escape has been accomplished. Everyone's escape has been accomplished. There is literally nothing to escape from but our own belief that there is something to escape from. For you will not see the light until you offer it to all your brothers as they take it from your hands. So will you recognize it as your own. Salvation can be thought of as a game that happy children play. It was designed by one who loves his children and who would replace their fearful toys with joyous games, which teach them that the game of fear is gone. His game instructs in happiness because there is no loser. Everyone who plays must win, and in his winning is the gain to everyone insured. The game of fear is gladly laid aside when children come to see the benefits salvation brings. Me and you are playing the game of salvation, which is a happy game. Me and you are remembering that we are pure in this moment, and by us winning, which we are winning right now, me and you are winning because we are here in this remembrance. All that is being benefited by our winning. This is a win-win. There is no losers in truth because we are all a part of the same oneness where we all have what everyone has. There's no separation between what you have and are and what I have and what I am. There is no separation whatsoever. You who have played that you are lost to hope, abandoned by your father, left alone in terror in a fearful world made by sin and guilt. Be happy now. That game is over. Now a quiet time has come in which we put away the toys of guilt and lock our quaint and childish thoughts of sin forever from the pure and holy minds of heaven's children and the Son of God. We pause but for a moment more to play our final happy game upon this earth, and then we go to take our rightful place where truth abides and games are meaningless. So is the story ended. Let this day bring the last chapter closer to the world, that everyone may learn the tale he reads of terrifying destiny, defeat of all his hopes, his pitiful defense against a vengeance he cannot escape, is but his own deluded fantasy. God's ministers have come to waken him from the dark dreams this story has evoked in his confused, bewildered memory of his distorted tale. God's Son can smile at last on learning that it is not true. Today we practice in a form we will maintain for quite a while. We will begin each day by giving our attention to the daily thought as long as possible. So me and you are going to begin each lesson from now on until stated otherwise. We are going to give our attention in the morning or whenever we begin our lessons. We are going to give our attention to the daily thought as long as possible. So for this example, in my defenselessness, my safety lies. Give your attention to that as long as possible at the beginning of your practice period today. Then 5 minutes now becomes the least we give to preparation for a day in which salvation is the only goal we have. 10 would be better. 15 better still. And as distraction ceases to arise to turn us from our purpose, we will find that half an hour is too short a time to spend with God, nor will we willingly give less at night in gratitude and joy. Each hour adds to our increasing peace as we remember to be faithful to the will we share with God. At times, perhaps a minute, even less, will be the most that we can offer as the hour strikes. Sometimes we will forget. At other times, the business of the world will close on us, and we will be unable to withdraw a little while and turn our thoughts to God. Yet when we can, we will observe our trust as ministers of God in hourly remembrance of our mission and His love, and we will quietly sit by and wait on Him and listen to His voice, and learn what He would have us do the hour that is yet to come, while thanking Him for all the gifts He gave us in the one gone by. In time, with practice, you will never cease to think of Him. And this is powerful. This is so true. In time, me and you will never cease to think of God, meaning there will not be a moment that goes by where the I am presence is on our mind. There will never be a moment that goes by that me and you are not aware of the fact that we are the same presence as our source. That's a powerful realization, because whenever you're viewing life through the eyes of source, everything is so outrageously joyous. It is peaceful, it is love, it is light, it is happy, it is working good, things go in your favor, you are free, you are abundant. There is nothing that you do not want in this state of mind. Whenever you are viewing life through the eyes of source, and there is not a moment that does not pass where you are not viewing life through the eyes of source, then you can be glad that you have made it. That is the place that me and you are getting to, is where there is not a time that doesn't go by where we are not in our enlightened state of being that we are right now. One more time. In time, with practice, you will never cease to think of God and hear His loving voice guiding your footsteps into quiet ways where you will walk in true defenselessness. For you will know that heaven goes with you, nor would you keep your mind away from Him a moment, even though your time is spent in offering salvation to the world. Think you He will not make this possible for you who choose to carry out His plan for salvation of the world and yours? Today, our theme is our defenselessness. We clothe ourselves in it as we prepare to meet the day. We rise up strong in Christ and let our weakness disappear, and as we remember that His strength abides in us, we will remind ourselves that He remains beside us through the day and never leaves our weakness unsupported by His strength. We call upon His strength each time we feel the threat of our defenses undermine our certainty of purpose. We will pause a moment as He tells us, I am here. Your practicing will now begin to take the earnestness of love to help you keep your mind from wandering from its intent. Be not afraid nor timid. There can be no doubt that you will reach your final goal. The ministers of God can never fail, because the love and strength and peace that shine from them to all their brothers come from God. These are His gifts to you. Defenselessness is all you need to give him in return. You lay aside but what was never real to look on Christ and see his sinlessness. Look on yourself and see your sinlessness. This is the end of lesson 153 of A Course in Miracles. This was a very in-depth lesson that we just discussed for our time being here together. Let's remember that we do not want to be defensive. We can give that up, and let's understand that me and you are currently working towards the point where not a moment goes by that we are not in this state of mind. This is where we want to be, and be glad that we are here right now, and do anything you can right now to milk this moment. If you are here with me right now and you are experiencing the love emerging forth from all directions, if you can feel this right now, you want to milk the moment as long as possible. Meaning, after we go our separate ways right now, just pause for a little bit and do a quick little rampage of appreciation. Meaning, look around you and show appreciation to your experience, your financial situation. Give some appreciation to what is present. Give some appreciation to the individuals that are in your life that you see on a daily basis. Give some appreciation to yourself for making it this far in this remembrance of who you really are. Give some appreciation to whatever it is that crosses your mind, and stay in this frequency, if you will. Stay in this state of mind for as long as possible. Even if it looks like on the outside that you are not doing nothing and taking no action and making something happen, even though it may appear like that to an individual who is asleep, you are doing more than they could accomplish in a lifetime of physical labor. This state of mind right here is cutting off thousands of years of your life. Thousands, and maybe even more than that. Remember, me and you are not these bodies, and we are going to continue to have a body until we understand that we are love and light. As long as we stay in this state of mind and we burn off all beliefs that contradict truth, whenever we release all those beliefs and all of those patterns and habits and blockages, if you will, whenever we stay in the state of mind, that's exactly what we are doing, is we are releasing all of that nothingness. And soon this will be all it is that we experience at all moments in time. So with that being said, that is a great place to stop today's lesson. We'll conclude right here. We will go ahead and meet here again tomorrow for lesson 154. And until then, may we remain here in this state